Howdy guys, Zelda42293 here. Welcome back to Love is Strange. In the last episode, we ended up taking a photo for our photo contest, and Victoria asked us to submit our photo, which is quite a bit surprised since she is such a photo freak. In this episode, we'll see if our photo ended up winning. I arrived to my class much earlier than anticipated. Too strung up to stand laying in my bed any longer than I already did. Not like I really got much sleep anyways. I'm positive I spent half the night just scrolling through my feed, watching acoustic guitar covers in some lame attempt to calm myself. Victoria had texted me by this morning, reminding me to wake up as if I wouldn't do it on my own. By this point, I'm pretty sure those are just her nerves acting up too. I haven't seen her all morning, not even in the shower room. And she's not even here right now. Huh. I find that a little unusual. The class isn't empty, full of people I assume are just as anxious as me. And Victoria isn't here? I can't help myself. I pull out my phone. Are you sure you're not the one who needed a wake-up call? Haha, very funny. Are you in class right now? I am, and it's pretty packed. We're not the only ones worried, I guess. Definitely not. I bring my attention back to the classroom as a whole. Watching everyone else with rapt attention, everyone's chatting, but it seems a lot quieter than unusual despite that. Where are you? Calm down, Max, I'll be there. I know you will. I'm just curious. I went out to get some breakfast with Taylor. No invite? I bite my lip to subdue the smile on my face. But I've gotta admit, breakfast sounds so good right now. It's been so plagued by my nerves that I didn't even think I could eat. With the way butterflies have been gnawing at my stomach. Ugh. Now I'm kind of regretting that. To be fair, I didn't think you'd be awake yet. I thought you'd need as much sleep as you can get. I blink in surprise at my phone before smiling and leaning back in my seat. Wowzers. Before this, I would have thought she was being sarcastic about that. Now I can definitely tell she's being real with me. Thanks. I didn't really get much sleep, though. I thought as much. Don't worry, I didn't either. At least you're getting breakfast to wake you up. Where did you go? You know that cafe down the street? Oh, went to grab a nice caramel macchiato. I prefer vanilla lattes, but nice try. I cover my mouth, grinning at the screen in amusement. I'll remember that. Sure you will. Give me a sec. Guess that means Victoria's on her way. With nothing else to distract me since Chloe's not even here yet, and Kate seems busy chatting with Alyssa, I rifle through my bag. My fingers graze the folder our contest photo is in, and I feel my heart skitter in my chest, all the way up to my throat. Oh man, I don't know if I'm ready to turn this in yet. I pull it out, sliding my thumb down the edge. Suddenly, someone drops a white paper bag on my desk, and I nearly drop the folder when I feel a hand settle on my back. Ah! Holy shit, chill. Victoria's face comes into view, and she pulls her hand away from my back, quirking a brow up at me. Taylor's standing right behind her, although all she does is flash me a coy smile, winking at me before sliding away to her own desk. That leaves me at least 50 times more surprised. I, don't know what to make of that. Victoria leans her hip against my desk. You okay? You look like you're going to shit a brick. You scared me, you jerk. Flashing me her teeth in a practiced smile, she just takes a sip from the drink in her hand. I wonder if it really is a vanilla latte. Hey, I just came to say hello. That, and I bought you something. She gestures to the paper bag on my desk, and upon closer inspection, I realize it's from the bakery down the street. You brought me something? It's no two whales breakfast, but check it out. I sweep it off my desk, reaching in only to pull out a nice warm croissant. My stomach rumbles at the sight. You got me bread? It's a croissant, Max. She sounds exasperated, and I grin. Thanks. I wasn't expecting this. This is kind of unusual for Victoria, actually. Victoria just gives me a non-committal shrug, taking another sip of her latte. I thought you'd probably do something dumb like skip breakfast. Being anxious on an empty stomach fucking blows. Thanks again. You didn't have to. I just want to make sure you're not, dying. Don't worry so much. I'm not planning on it. I take a bite out of the croissant, sighing contently. It's no 2 whales, but it's something. Victoria checks her phone, glancing over my shoulder, right where her seat is. I follow her gaze over to Courtney and Taylor. You can go back to your friends if you want. She makes a face at that, sucking her own teeth. They can wait. She says this offhandedly, like she didn't just put me before her buddies. How nervous are you? The golden question. By now, I'm positive she knows just how I'm feeling. A bunch. I mumble, but honestly, I do feel a little better than that Victoria's here. Not surprised. I am too. Victoria sighs and opens her mouth to say something else, but before she does, I hear Courtney call out for her again, and she thins her lips out and sighs in minute aggravation. It just makes me smile. You should go. They're waiting, and I'm pretty sure you already spent enough time with me. After a long sigh, Victoria backs away from my desk. I guess you're right. I better go placitate with them before they start whining later. Right. Victoria turns to go, not before pausing for another instant. Oh, and Max? Save me a seat next to you. Oh, I didn't think she'd actually want to sit next to me. But that makes me feel a lot more at ease, too. I will. I definitely will. As say that, I already dropped my messenger bag onto the seat next to me. Victoria smiles in satisfaction. Thought so. With that said, Victoria turns and saunters away back to her own desk. I still have time before class starts. I guess I should check in on everyone else. I've been so busy this week I've hardly even spoken to anyone else. Max, hi, it's good to see you. You too, Kate. Nice to see a friendly face after my week with Victoria. Victoria Chase was your partner? As in, she actually chose to work with you? Stranger things have happened, I guess. Tell me about it. I was surprised too. How did it go? Well, it was scary? At first, definitely. But it was still really cool working with her. Not only is she crazy talented, but I think she might actually have a soul. And I think we both enjoyed working together. Either that, or I just got played hard. I'm sure she's being sincere. Everyone has a soul, Max, even if they try to hide it. I wouldn't have believed it before this week, honestly. You can't judge a book by its cover, right? Victoria has a cold exterior, but I think even she can be nice. When she wants to be. It's possible, I think. Well, if anyone can bring out Victoria Chase's good side, it's you. Maybe you can convince her to smile more often. I can't promise anything, even I can't tell Victoria what to do. Miracles happen every day, Max. You're always looking on the bright side, huh? Sure. Anyways, I won't keep you, but let's grab a cup of tea later, okay? I'd love that. Hey, Max. Are my eyes deceiving me? Are you working with Victoria Chase? Well, yeah. Fuck me. I just lost $20 to Chloe. I thought we were both tripping when we kept seeing you everywhere with her this week. You may or may not have been tripping, but you definitely didn't imagine seeing me with Victoria. Heh, more flies with honey, right? Although I wouldn't really call Victoria a fly, more like a feral cat. Believe it or not, she's been, well, full of surprises this week. You look pretty happy about that. Okay. We don't have to keep talking about you. Let's talk about me. Kidding. But I do have some big news. News? I'll drop the bomb later. Much later. When you're done being distracted with Miss Chase over there. Which, seeing as you're probably going to win the contest, might be never. You're way more confident about us winning than I am. Who knows? Maybe when all three of us are famous, we can all work together. I'm thinking badass art film? The drama set between me and Victoria would be iconic. Iconic? More like murderous. You should run the idea by her when you're celebrating your victory with crystalline crumpets. Or however it goes with the Chase tradition. Rachel. I'm just making fun. Class is about to start anyway. Chloe and I will come by later if you're not, busy. We both want all the details of your week. I'll try. Stop my heart. Is that Maxine Caulfield? Oh, Chloe. Oh, don't even start. And don't call me Maxine. Relax. I just figured you might be going by that now, as the Victorious Queen's sidekick. I'm no one's sidekick. Don't I know it? I bet you've got her on a leash by now. Not quite. Unfortunate. You know Rachel literally didn't believe you two were working together. She owes me $20 now. Not that I'm baffled by it either. Did you have a momentary seizure or something? Do you distinctly remember asking her to work with you? She's a really talented photographer, Chloe. It was cool to work on a project like this with her. Sneaky. Gotta establish those connections. She's actually not that bad, you know. God damn it, Max. I knew you'd do this. You're way too accepting of people. Seriously, Victoria Chase? Seriously, Victoria Chase. She's not awful, Chloe. Yeah, and I'm not convinced. Still, though, you guys are for sure going to win. And once you do, Rachel and I are taking you out. Sans your bitter girlfriend. She's not my... Yeah, but really, the Dreams team's gotta go out this weekend, alright? Can't wait to celebrate you, and catch up on what you've missed all week. Cavorting with Victoria. Alright, you pain. It's a date. Talk to you later. Alright, I know you're all excited, but I need you all to be seated. Have I got everyone's photos? Everyone's eyes are on Mr. Dog as he shuffles through the photos spread out on his desk. I'm really surprised by the amount of students that have entered this year. About half of every class has put an entry in. And now with these, I can finally start deliberations. Lucky for you all, that means you can use this period to study. The hum of chatter starts up immediately. Quietly. And then dies down with some protests and groans. I'm kind of thankful for the opportunity. I put my head down in my textbook, but although I try to focus, it's pretty hard. I guess Victoria and I aren't the only ones hoping to win. It feels like the longest hour of my life. Every time Mr. Dog moves at his desk, I think he's about to announce the winners, and I jump a little. When he finally does stand up, clipboard in hand, I go rigid in my seat. I catch Victoria's gaze. She offers me an encouraging nod, expression serious. I know she's every bit as nervous as I am, but if she's still putting her trust in me, I'm sure we can do this. Goodness, this was so difficult. I know that the deadline was short and that a lot of you devoted much of your free time this week to your entry. I truly wish I could have picked more than one winner. The theme of this contest, Bonds, was a broad concept, and I am thrilled to see that so many different interpretations of it here. That's what photography is all about. Personal expression, showing the world the way that you see things. That said, there is one entry in particular that truly embraced this theme. Here the photographer showcases the impeccable essence of mundane human connection, further highlighted by the backdrop of those experiencing the same. My heart skips a beat. Or 10. There's no way he was talking about our photo. The unique vision of this novice photographer makes me think that we'll see some amazing things from them in the future, and hopefully they'll continue collaborating with their partner. So I'm extra pleased to announce that the winners of the second annual Blackwell Photo Contest are Max Green Caulfield and Victoria Chase. Congratulations. We won? It seriously doesn't sink in. Not even when I can hear all the applause from everyone, and Chloe's super obnoxious whistling. I feel shocked in my seat. None of it feels real. Not even when I watch Mr. Dog pin our photo to the board. Max! I turn to face Victoria, and now the rush hits me all at once. All the applause, the fact that Mr. Dog had called out both our names with such pride. We won. We seriously won. Me and Victoria working together. It's so wild that I feel like I'm in a dream. And I clasp Victoria's hands between mine, pulling her closer to me. We did it! Victoria jumps, slightly surprised, and gives me a little laugh, shaking her head and rolling her eyes. That we did. I couldn't be any happier right now. It feels like I'm floating. I feel like I can do anything. All my nerves are on fire with adrenaline, and I've never been so proud. It all makes me think how crazy this was. All the worrying I did. I'm so glad to have had Victoria on my side, goading me on. I don't think I could have done it without her, not at all. Victoria is watching me and she leans back with a tight smile. I told you we could do it. I know. I shouldn't have doubted you. It's just... God, I can't believe it. We did it, Victoria. Victoria's eyebrow twitches, and I can read the expression on her face. And then she eyes the area behind me, and it takes me a second to realize that she's locked eyes with Chloe. And by extension, Rachel. They're all glaring at each other, and it takes a lot for me to suppress a groan. I slip my hand onto Victoria's and squeeze. Victoria rips her gaze off them and offers me another tight smile. Forced. You look like you have a few people who want to congratulate you. Should be congratulating us. Both of us. I state this honestly, fiercely, and Victoria pauses and shakes her head, scoffing. Hardly. You should come with me to say hi. An awkward grimace marks her face for a second, and then it's gone. An unwise decision, Max. But you go ahead. Find me afterwards. The bell rings, signaling the end of class, and therefore the end of my class-wide victory party. I do stand up, going to talk to the others, and Victoria walks the other way, heading to Taylor and Courtney. I glance over my shoulder at her, but I can't help but feel like something is off. Right before, I'm distracted by another round of congratulations, of course. By the time it's all up, I'm sure a solid 10 minutes have gone by. When I check over my shoulder, Victoria's not there anymore. It makes me worry, even if it's probably nothing. Plus, she told me to find her, and I'm going to do just that. After all, it wouldn't be right if we didn't celebrate our win together. It doesn't take me very long to find Victoria at all, considering I can see her the instant I step out of Blackwell. From where I'm standing, I can see her sitting on the edge of the brick fountain. If the little plumes of smoke I can see are any indication, she's smoking too. I jog over to her, slowing down when I near her. She's staring out ahead of her, leaning her arm against her lap. There's something effortless about the way she puffs at her cigarette, exhaling a cloud of smoke. I don't know exactly what she's thinking, though. I guess the only way to find out is to ask her myself. Victoria? She straightens up, glancing over at me. There you are. Took you long enough. A sheepish smile crosses my face. Everyone wanted to congratulate me, so I kind of got caught up in that. I'm actually kind of shocked you managed to escape that crowd. Victoria smirks, as if something about that amuses her. I know how to make a quick exit when I need to. She taps the spot next to her invitingly, drawing me in. I step closer to her before taking a seat next to her. Her statement leaves me a little puzzled, though. What exactly does she mean by that? When you need me to? Come on. You should have been right there with me. Victoria gives me an incredulous glance, stubbing her cigarette out against the brick fountain. Hardly. You do realize that was entirely your photograph that won, don't you? It takes me a second and a half to realize what she's getting at. Wait. She thinks that she's not a part of this? That she's got nothing to do with it? What? Is that seriously what's bothering you? Victoria doesn't give me a response, and I have a hunch she's actually avoiding my line of questioning. I give her another second to respond before I decide to interject again. Luckily, she doesn't fail me. She heaves a sigh and turns to meet my eyes. It's the truth. But don't get me wrong, I'm not upset. You deserved it. What's throwing me off here is that Victoria is so quick to put herself down. So quick to take herself out of the equation. I almost don't know what to say about it. All I know is that it bothers me. After all we've worked on together this week, she shouldn't be. Okay, wow, first of all, that's ridiculous. Victoria, you're my partner. We won this together. Without you, that photo wouldn't even exist. Yes, but nothing. I cut myself off, straightening my shoulders and watching her eyes widen. I refuse to sit here and let Victoria cut herself out of this deal. Not when she's the one that made me feel so confident in that classroom to begin with. I mean, without you, I don't think we could have even gotten this far. That I could have gotten this far. At least not without me chickening out a few times. A sheepish smile manages to form on my face at the confession, breaking whatever bravado I have been instilled with. Wow, I almost feel lightheaded at that. Victoria seems totally floored too, and then she scoffs and smirks slightly. Right, I forgot. You're a total coward. Jerk? But I'm serious. I know you are. It's nice to see. Victoria brushes her hair behind her ear. She rests her hand back down between us, right next to mine. Maybe. I have a feeling I didn't exactly get through to her as I'd hoped, but at least now I know what she's thinking about it. A maybe is enough, until she really understands how important she was to all of this. Regardless, Max, the problem here isn't that the photo you took won. That would be shitty of me. Even I could admit that. She leans back slightly, and I'm just caught watching her, tilting my head. Then, what's the problem? You do remember what I said when we started this? About my portfolio? It takes me a moment to dredge up the memory, but when I do, it's almost crystal clear. Right after we picked out the spot, she'd mentioned it. Mentioned wanting to submit her work to a gallery. Yeah, I do. Well, if it's your photo, I can't exactly use it. Wait, no matter if I was largely a part of it, since I didn't take it. You get the point. Oh, I do get it. I understand exactly what she means. I frown, looking down at the ground. I only lift my head when I hear Victoria click her tongue, feeling her nudge my hand with her pinky. Oh, don't make that face. I'm supposed to be the one coping here. Sorry, I can't help it. You're right. It's not like you can put that in your portfolio, huh? Victoria stares at me for a long second, right before turning her gaze out ahead of her again. There's something almost far away in her expression. I don't like it too much. That's Victoria getting lost in her thoughts, and if she's been doubting herself this whole time, I can't even imagine what she's thinking about this. Yeah, I can't. What are you planning to do then? What options do I have, Max? I'll just put it off somewhere. Until I can really polish it up. I'm not submitting anything in the state that it's in right now. There's this almost tired lilt to her tone, and it just makes me want to reach out to her. A mirror of movement from before, just slightly. Resting my pinky against her hand, she jolts just slightly, blinking and glancing down for a second. I'm sure it's not that bad. Were none of the shots you took yesterday good? Hardly. Victoria stops, and then shuts her eyes and shrugs her shoulders. Well, maybe there was like one. Just one. I'm curious at the way she says that, and I can see her throat bob slightly. I wonder which one that is. I wonder if it's the one with me in it. I know she took one, but at the same time I don't want to get ahead of myself. I sure can dream though. Just one. But even then, it's not enough. Yet, right? I perk up, Victoria raising a brow at my word. But it seems to help, just because I see a semblance of a smile form in her face. Well, duh. It just needs time, like I said before. That's why I'm going to hold off on submitting it. Time. And maybe a little help? I say this in a hesitant mumble, hunching up my shoulders slightly. Victoria reacts almost immediately, seeming confused, and then curling her lip down. Oh, just what are you implying, Max? Nothing bad. I swear, I was just thinking. I love to, help if you need anything. Sometimes it's better to get a second opinion on these things. I don't want Victoria to think I'm pitying her or anything. I'm really not. I just think that it'd only be fair if I helped Victoria as much as she done for me this week. That and working with Victoria was really nice. It couldn't hurt to chip a few more hours. Or maybe days. Wait, let me get this straight. Victoria's lip quirks up. She leans towards me, expression almost smug. Maxine Caulfield actually wants to help me. Almost immediately, I can feel myself pouting. Victoria snorts in amusement. A kind of half-laugh I'm becoming used to hearing from her. It's Max, you huge jerk. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. I do realize that maybe, just maybe, I'm pushing it. Victoria doesn't seem like the type to ask anyone for help. No, scratch that. I know she's not the type to ask for help. And maybe that's why I ended up asking her if she needed it first. Victoria's lack of a speedy response only reinforces that. I can practically see the gears working in her head, just for an instant. I don't know about that. My heart drops in my chest. I kind of did expect rejection, but it still sucks to hear. I try to make it seem like I'm not affected, sitting up straighter. Oh. Victoria perks a brow up at me, and then shakes her head, rubbing at the bridge of her nose. I don't mean it like that, Max. Christ. You make me feel like I just kicked a puppy. So much for hiding my disappointment. No, I get it. I mean, I'm sorry I'm not saying I don't want you to. Can you chill for maybe 2 seconds and listen to me? Now that this makes me quiet down, real fast, Victoria glares at me for what I think is a good measure. Loosening up when she sees I've stopped talking, she seems almost thoughtful before humming softly. I'm saying the opposite. Like a yes, maybe? I question softly, unable to help myself. Victoria pauses and then laughs softly. Wow, okay, dorky. But yes, a yes, maybe. Sure, it'd be nice to have you around to help. Even if I'm a little concerned you'll try to guide me into your lame vintage style. But I have to give it some more thought. I'm not sure There's a short pause and I look down upon feeling Victoria's hand move, curling into a little fist. Not sure you're ready to even come close to judging my portfolio. After all, it was only one contest. In fact, you could even call it only the qualifying round. Oh my god. I have to cover my mouth to stop the little snort that escapes me at Victoria's wording, and she scrunches her nose up. Oh wow. Wow? Disrespectful much? I'm sorry. I beam at her. Go ahead. I can already tell kind of what Victoria's trying to get at, and it makes me feel, well, a little better. She's really not rejecting me. As I was saying, maybe if we continued working together, I'll consider keeping you around. Keeping me around? I gape at her, and at least I'm a 60% sure she's trying not to grin at me. Now you're just making me sound like a kicked puppy. It's so ridiculously Victoria that I can't stop myself from grinning too. All this means is that Victoria does want to work with me, no matter how much she's trying to disguise the fact. So maybe she doesn't trust me to go through her stuff yet. But she's willing to keep this partnership up. Oh, boo-hoo. Being compared to a puppy is the least terrible thing I can say to you. Victoria suddenly pushes herself up from the fountain, brushing off her skirt. She gives the courtyard a cursory glance and then stops as if deciding it's not worth it. But you do understand me, don't you? I do. And you know what? I'm willing to do that. Oh? That's nice, Max, but I wasn't really asking. This time I can't stop myself from laughing, nor do I want to. You're such an asshole. Believe me, I'm aware. Victoria suddenly reaches out to me, extending her hand, and I almost don't know what she's doing until I see the expectant expression on her face. Now get up already. We should probably celebrate or something. All you've had in you today, correct me if I'm wrong, is a croissant. I beam at her brightly, grasping at her hand and pulling myself up and off the fountain. When I'm standing, I expect her to let go, and she doesn't. I don't mind it a single bit. All I mind is the awkward clasp of our hands, so I fix it the only way I know how. I lace our fingers together, watching Victoria's face flush pink underneath the bright sun. Nope, you're not wrong. Lead the way, Victoria. It might take some time, but I've never been more willing to spend time with Victoria as I am right now. Okay, guys, so we didn't necessarily get the best ending, and that's okay. I'm actually doing these blind, so we may or may not get the best ending. But at least we didn't get the bad ending. Alright, guys, good cutting off here. We'll start the Rachel route next. That's the last route we have to do. I know they say the Rachel route is probably the hardest, so I'll be surprised if I actually get the best ending from that. But for now, guys, this is Zelda42293 signing off. Thank you for joining me in this video, and I'll see you all in the next one.